Who is the best 0-3 team in the National Football League, man? Now, if we go through all of these, it's the Jets at the top. They look good their first week with Justin Fields, but Justin Fields is hurt yet again, man. Every time he looks good, he gets hurt. I don't know. I still blame this on the Bears. The Bears ruined that dude, man. And the Steelers ruined it by letting him just leave and go to the Jets. The Dolphins, I think me and you can agree that's the worst team in the NFL by far.
Bro. I don't know what's going through Tua's mind, but there's nothing there.
Yeah. The Saints look pretty good. The Texans are in their own way. The Titans had the most.
Didn't they just lose by like 50?
Well, I'm saying like the way that they're playing, some of the way that their team is playing. We'll get to it. The Tennessee Titans, they're the biggest question mark in this group for sure. Yeah. Because they're so young, but their defense is playing. Their defensive line is still really good. And of course, the Giants just had an elevation at quarterback, right? So, yeah. But since we talked about the Giants, I'm going to take this in a little bit of a different direction here. My team is going to be the Saints.
Really?
Spencer Rattler's been playing fairly well, but the thing is we don't know. And I love the decision that Kalen Moore made with this whole situation, because if you start Tyler Shuck with how old he is, then you can't go back, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. You start Spencer Rattler, let him play a couple games, and if he sucks, then you shoe in Tyler Shuck.
You
can't
just open Pandora's box and expect to close it.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta cross your fingers and hope that Tyler Shuck is the guy. Which I like Tyler Shuck, so we'll see what happens. But Spencer's been playing good so far. The last game looked kind of sus, but like EPA wise, he's up in the top 15. I like
Spencer Rattler in college, bro. He's looked pretty okay. Nothing special, but he hasn't looked horrible.
Yeah, he hasn't looked horrible. They're 19 in total offense, which is surprising. But the real surprising was they're number 15 in total defense so far in the league. And they're 0-3, which is above. Both of these are above every single team that's on this list. The turnover differential outside of, I believe it was the Titans who are +1, they're 0. So that's good too. They're at the top echelon of turnover differential. And it seems like Kellen Moore is taking it slow and not trying to ruin his opportunity. But when you're 0-3, you got to kind of speed it up here at week 4. Like, I think you can give the excuse like, all right, we see what you're doing. We see a couple things that are going on with this team, but he needs to make a move, and he needs to make a move probably here in the next couple of weeks before they really start getting into these, divisional games for sure. The total sacks on defense are at 8, which is ranked number 10th right now. But the one thing that kind of holds me back from wanting to put them in number 1, like the most surprising team at 0-3, is because of the turnovers.
Yeah.
They have 0 interceptions this year. 0. Wow. So I have my reservations there. This group here is just bleak, man. It is what it is. They all have major problems. But if I had to pick the lesser two evils, like the way I went through this is like, if the Saints play the Jets, do they win? Yeah. The Saints play the Dolphins, do they win? Yes. The Saints play the Texans, if Spencer Rattler's playing good, they'll win. If the Saints play the Titans, it's a coin flip. And if the Saints play the Giants, I think they lose now with Jackson Dart. Yeah. So to me, I'm like, all right, cool. I can probably put them there at number 1, tied with the Giants. That's kind of how I figured this out. But who's the best 0-3 team to you?
I like the process by elimination. The Jets are absolutely horrible. Justin Fields is hurt. Dog shit. The Dolphins, worst team in the entire NFL. We don't need to go any further into that. Tua just has like a bomb in his brain. It's some Suicide Squad shit. I don't know what's going on there. Mm-hmm. The Saints... The thing with the Saints is just they're so old. If I'm not mistaken, they are the oldest team in the NFL by average age. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
And it's like the Giants. I'm not even to entertain that. We're horrible. I look at the Texans and I'm like, you look at the talent they have at every position. C.J. Stroud, big regression, still an above average quarterback. Nick Chubb. I mean, but like, okay, fine. The receiving core is really good. Nico Collins, arguably top 5. The defensive line, really good. Secondary, pretty good. I don't even think it comes down to coaching either. I think the only reason why the Texans are in the position they're in right now is strictly because of the offensive line. There's no reason besides pressure that they should have lost to Tampa Bay. It shouldn't have happened. You look at the roster on paper, you're like, this should be a team competing for an AFC title. There's no way in hell that they should be in the position they're in right now. That's why I have to put them at 1. I feel like if they make some moves, they can get some veteran alignment. I don't know who they could trade for, who they could sign, but it's like, you got to make a move now. The Saints, I don't know, man. They're just old, like we just talked about. Like, I can't give them that level of respect. Chris Olave is a dog. Kamara, the dude's like 30 years old. I just don't know, man. I feel like if you put the Texans and the Saints up against each other right now, the Texans win by at least 7. That's just the way I view it. I think they'll get their stuff together. I think they'll go on a couple game tear here. Do I think they're a Super Bowl contender at this point? Absolutely not. But I think they're going to get their stuff together. And then you look at the Titans. I mean, you got Cam Ward. That crossbody throw in week 2 was disgusting, by the way. But you got Cam Ward. I don't know
how that happened, but
the defense is pretty solid. I think the only thing holding back the Titans right now is elite level talent on offense besides Cam Ward and a good coach. Their coach is horrible. They were chanting for him to get fired at the game last week, but that's a conversation for another time. So I'm going to go with the Texans. I think they go on a couple game tear here. There's teams, I mean, like the 07 Giants, they started 0-2, they won the Super Bowl. So it's like there's teams that can have a slow start, get their groove. They got a bunch of O-linemen. They got a rookie left tackle. They're trying to gel together. I think they'll get it together. I think the Texans are the best team here.
Yeah, I think those bottom 4 are really interchangeable to me, to be honest. The Jets and the Dolphins have been eliminated from this discussion completely. And until Justin Fields gets back out there and shows what he showed against the Steelers, I don't trust Tyrod Taylor. You know what I'm saying? I just don't.
Giants legend.
But Tyrod's he's a good quarterback, bro. I always say this. If Tyrod Taylor's 5 years younger and he could go back to college, he'd probably win the Heisman.
Yeah.
Because he's that good.
Yeah.
But the Saints, Texans, Titans, and the Giants are definitely in the conversation. Like, you circle those teams and you're like, man, you can't ignore the game that the Cowboys had, or the Giants had against the Cowboys. The Titans, obviously, a couple drops that go there, that get reversed, get actually caught, and them kick a field goal in some of those games, they win. CJ Stroud gets his head out of his ass. They win every single game that they played in at this point. And if the Saints were a younger team and had more talent, they'd probably be the best one of the group. But
if this was a decade ago, the Saints are like a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how you guys feel in the comments, man. You guys have been rocking out. Appreciate everybody that's here. Everybody that hit the like button. If you guys are new here, appreciate you being here and checking us out. But yeah, I don't know who you guys think would, is the best 0-3 team so far this season.